If you are looking for a budget-friendly Advent this season, this just may be the calendar for you. Hey beautifuls, welcome back to my channel where we are doing Advents galore over here. We are unboxing all things Advent, so definitely hit that subscribe button down below. That way you guys are notified of when I upload my next video. And if you would like to see the other Advents that I've unboxed, I do have a playlist down below for you. So today we're going to be looking at the Revolution Advent Calendar. Now, this calendar I'm assuming is going to be primarily makeup, just knowing this beauty brand. It retails for only $60, you guys. Now, in comparison to the other Advents I've opened up, that is an extremely affordable price point. All of my other calendars have been $200, $300 plus for each of them. So $60 for this, that's a really good deal. Now, Revolution as a whole is not an expensive makeup brand, so it doesn't surprise me that this is $60. They do estimate that the retail value is $142 on it, so in theory, we are making back twice as much on our money, which is great. Now, in terms of shipping, this did take the longest to arrive for me. So I ordered several of these calendars all about the same time. Several of my other luxury ones would arrive within a couple of days of ordering. This calendar took about 10 days to arrive. It is shipping overseas from the UK, so it's not a bad thing, but I'm just gonna point that out in case you guys do order this. Just allow a little extra time for shipping for it to arrive. So per usual, we're gonna do a quick review on the actual Advent calendar. This one will have one of those cheap, flimsy sleeves over top of it. It does tell you all of the products that are included on the reverse side. So if you liked that, it's included for you. But I do think if you want to give it as a gift, I would just take this off. That way you wouldn't spoil the surprise for anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I would just remove it because on the back of the actual calendar, it doesn't list everything off. So this is what it will look like here. This is how I would gift it. You do have these really fun crystals on here. They're not real, it's just an image, but I do love the kind of disco ball effect that it has going on. Now, inside of this calendar, the only thing that I don't love is when you open it up, everything just kind of falls all over the place. They're not secured into one another, and typically with these Advents you will stand them up and then open up your doors and they all fall out like this every single time, you guys. So I was already kind of looking at this before doing this unboxing and they just keep falling out because they're not really secured. So it is kind of, you know, it is a little bit messy in that sense. I wish there was a way to just get them to lock in place of sorts. That way they wouldn't be falling out, well, like that. Now, when I opened up my shipping box, I had this sitting right on top of the Advent. I don't know if they sent over a free bonus item and that's what this is, or if this is actually one of our items from the box. But this is the first item that was inside of mine. I did not add on any sort of codes or anything like that, so I don't know what this is. But this is their Matte Balm Liquid Lip product, and the shade that we have is Nude Charm. Now, this to me looks like it could be a full-size product, so I'm skeptical that they would send this as like a free bonus item. I'm just like, this seems really large for like a free sample. So door number one is where we're gonna start with, of course. All of these drawers are going to just be cardboard. I don't think you can reuse this calendar, so if you're purchasing it for that reason, I definitely don't think that's gonna be an option because these are a little bit more flimsy. Inside of the boxes, they are all wrapped individually with tissue paper. I just don't know who does this. Like, who sits down and wraps every single item and then shoves it into these boxes? Like, that's a lot of work. So first item in door number one is the Pout Balm. This is their lip gloss with vitamin E inside of it. Now this appears to be a mini. Now this shade that we have is just shimmer, so it should be a clear gloss, but then it's gonna have a touch of shimmer to it. Oh yes, very pretty. It has got a great shine, and you can definitely see a little bit of that shimmer in there, but it's not too crazy or anything like that. So I do like this one. Ooh, now door number two is really large. I think This is the largest box in the entire calendar, you guys. So for day number 2, I'm kind of shocked because this looks like something you would wait for like the middle of the calendar, like day 24, 25. But inside we get this. This whole box for this? I seriously thought there was going to be a full-size palette in here, you guys. Just looking at the box, I was like, we're getting a palette. This is amazing. But what a waste of space. Okay, I know it's not a big deal, but honestly, I was excited. And then I'm like, oh. So inside door number 2, we do have the Beam Bright Touch Highlighter. This is going to be a powder highlighter and it's got a pink vibe to it. The shade is called Pink Seduction and it's in this acrylic case. So I do think this is really pretty. You'll notice that it's going to be pink, but it's not like it's crazy pink. You know what I mean? So here's where your swatch will come in and you'll see that gorgeous shine. I mean, honestly, they're just stunning. Every time I've tried these, I'm just blown away by how much pigment you get. Next item in door number 3 will be one of their lipsticks. This is in the shade Cupcake Pink. So this is what it will look like here, and then here's our gorgeous pink shade. I do think it is a cupcake pink color, and then here will be your lipstick. I think it's a really pretty color, you guys. I like this one a lot. Now, I'm not sure if this is full size or not. I thought it was a mini, but then looking at this, I'm like, there's quite a bit of product there. So this might be a full size product. We have another highlighter in door number 4. This one is a bit more golden. And do you notice how it has that marble effect? That is really pretty. So definitely a highlighter. It is so bright, but this is what the shade will look like. So a real soft gold color. So we'll go ahead and do that swatch. I like the pink one a little bit more. It was a lot more bold. I don't think this is bad. It's just personal preference. Next up, we have an eyeliner pencil inside of door number 5. This one is a really deep brown color. I don't see a shade name on here, so I'm assuming it's just a brown colored pencil is my guess. It's a little bit more taupe when you look at it here versus this color. I feel like this is darker than what the actual product is. So it's a little confusing looking at those two shades next to each other, but I do like the color. I will be able to use it. We even have a little bit of blush in here. This is the Blush Bomb, and the shade that we have is Cute Pink. So here's our next product. I think this is a gorgeous color again. Man, I like the shades that we're seeing inside of this box. Oh my gosh, look at that pink. Such a great hot magenta pink. Ah, so beautiful. Now this is a creamy blush product, so you would blend that out. You would never want to leave it that bright, but this will go a long way since it is a liquid blush. You can blend that out and diffuse it if you needed to. In door number 7, we have Body Gems. That's all that's it. That's it. So first off, you guys, let me just point out how large this box is once again. So here's my box, right? So, I mean, I looked at this and again thought, oh, we're gonna have a palette or something larger inside of this box. And this is it. This is all that's in here. It's stickers. Now, I get the idea that they're like, oh, look, you're getting the crystals that are all over the Advent. It matches. I understand the idea, but we received stickers. Not a fan of this one, you guys. Now, one thing I did notice online as I unwrap my next product here for you guys, I noticed a little note on the description of the Advent calendar that basically said that products could vary from what they had listed and shades could vary depending on the kit. So I thought that was a little strange that there is a possibility that our Advent calendars might be different. Now it could differ for the shades, it could differ for the actual products, but I just thought that little note was strange considering usually Advents are all the same. So if you guys do look into getting this Advent, maybe you won't get stickers in door number 7, maybe you will get something else, but just keep that in mind as well that there is a possibility that they may change this up. So door number 8 has an eye shimmer in it, and this is gorgeous, you guys. Absolutely love this shade. So this is one that you would put on. It's basically your liquid eyeshadow that you can paint on. The shade is called Lilac Shine, and I love this. I am so happy to have this in here. Now, I will say, just putting this down, it does go down. Do you see how it's like a bit streaky? So if you're applying this over your eyes, you may need to use either multiple coats, or you may need to blend it out with a brush a little bit too. Because see, that's where you can tell that it's streaky here when it catches the light. Now, you wouldn't notice it at first glance, but if you're out and about and it catches like that, you're gonna notice that this is a little bit streakier. So that's the only thing I would say, is just be careful with this product. I think the shade is gorgeous. It has potential, but it is going to require some work. In door number 9, we have another lipstick in here. This one is in the shade Heart Race Nude. So we'll look at this one, but it looks like it's going to be a really nice complementary shade. I will say that so far, the shades that are in this calendar are wearable, and I do think they'll work for a lot of people. In door number 10, we have one eyeshadow brush in here. So this will be a single eyeshadow brush, and it is a blending eye brush. Ooh, we even have a powder blush in here. This one's pretty. It's called Pink Lady. So this will be your powder blush. You know what's strange is I'm noticing that all of these shades are in the cool spectrum, like the cool tones, which is fine because I'm cool toned, so it doesn't bother me. But I'm just noticing all of the pinks are really light colors. The purple's in that cool tone realm, that kind of taupe color as well. So it's just interesting. I'm not really seeing those warmer shades. Next item is their translucent baking powder. So this one will be a setting powder that we have here, and it is just translucent, so it should just melt right into your skin. But you're able to put this on to help set all of your makeup. Hey, now this is definitely a full-size product. This is their matte lip gloss, and the shade that we have is Divine. Now this is a really dark color for me, but I do think at least it's a little bit warmer of a color, and it's not really that cool tone like we were talking about earlier, but it's nice that there's a full-size lip in here. Next door, we have a pencil in here. This is a lip liner, and the shade is called Chauffeur, and this is your shade down here on the end, but we're gonna double check it because now I have trust issues after seeing that other one. See what I mean? This is so much more vibrant than the actual product is. This is a really pretty shade. Honestly, it reminds me of the Pillow Talk shade from Charlotte Tilbury. It looks very similar to that. But when I look at this end and compare the two, I just don't know that I would ever trust the colors on the packaging. That's just me though. So next item that we have is lip mask, and this is a vitamin E lip mask that we have here. 8 ml of product, and it looks like this does not have a scent or a flavor to it. Well, here we have a very large box once again. So, you know, I would be like, hey, maybe there's a palette in here, but I don't think it is. Okay, why do they keep doing this to me? I swear they're setting me up every time. I get so excited. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome. And then wrapped in my tissue paper is a sponge, you guys. I mean, again, it's such a letdown because I get excited by the box size. It's in the shape of a palette. It's even a different color than the rest of the calendar too. So you would think this is a really exciting box, and then you get a sponge? You know, whoever designed this calendar, I just have a little bit of feedback. I would redesign that for next year because they are such a letdown when you see what's inside, more so than it even needs to be. But it's just like setting you up for this great box, and then it's like, oh, it's a sponge or it's stickers. Now, getting back to this point as well, that it is just a sponge. I don't think this has any place inside of an advent calendar. Same thing with the stickers. I'm just not on board with this. This is not even a full-size sponge. This is a smaller one that you would use around the eye area. While I do think it's useful and I would use this product, I actually use sponges all the time for my eye area. But I just don't think in an advent calendar where you're spending $60 for it, there's any place for a piece of sponge. I mean, seriously, it's just, these do not cost that much. And the fact that we're looking for $142 worth of value in here, a sponge and some body stickers are not gonna get us there. So yes, I'm a little bit annoyed about this one, if you couldn't tell. So next item that we have in our calendar will be their liquid highlighter. This is in the shade Bronzed Glow. Beautiful color again. I mean, they do have gorgeous shades, you guys. I've really been pleased with all of these shades that they've been giving us. Oh gosh, so beautiful. Look at that. We also have their clear glaze lip oil. So this is just a topper that you can put on for some extra hydration, but it is just clear. In door number 19, we have another sponge in here, you guys. Now this one's a little bit different. It is going to be a flattened pad. So again, you can use this real close to that eye area along your nose as well if you need to do any sharp angles. They've also included a black eyeliner pencil in here. Now these ones, to me, they look like they're full size, but I'm not 100% sure on that either. This is a pencil, and like I said, it is going to be black. They don't list a shade name either on here, but the size is 1 gram or 0.03 ounces. So I think these are full size. We are up to day 21 right now with this Advent, and the next product is a clear brow gel. This is definitely just going to be a travel size, but you can use this to shape your brows. So at this point, I usually like to start seeing something build up. We are at day number 22, and usually you want to save like the best for last. So seeing things increase like in value, in size, it doesn't even have to be like a luxury product or anything, but just seeing something kind of increase would be nice. So the next product that we have in here, I think is full size, so this is right on track. We have their matte lip gloss, and the shade is called Brunch. It's a really cute color in here again. So see what I mean? Like, even though this is a more affordable calendar, it doesn't have to be a super expensive day 24. It just needs to show some buildup. So we'll see if it keeps doing that or not. But like I said, that was day 22. Now we'll move on to day number 23. We'll see if this continues or not. This is a really long box, you guys. This one is ridiculously long, especially when you get a tiny little pencil like this. Do you see that? Like, it's just the proportions are really off in this calendar. So this product that I have here is called the Lip Liner, and it's in the shade Divine. So this is what it will look like here, and then this will be your color on the end. Again, see, every time this comes out a little bit lighter. The last day is here, you guys. 24 is where we are at. So inside of this one, it feels like we have a little mini palette, I'm guessing, just based off of the size and the weight. Yes, we have a 6-pan eyeshadow palette here. Beautiful colors, though. I will work with this. I like this color story a lot. Now, this is called the Mini Reloaded Eyeshadow Palette. Gorgeous shades. I think it's nice because you could do something really deep and sultry if you wanted to. Keep it with like this neutral one here, these darker shadows, or you can go really fun and flirty with these pink ones in the center. You could do a combination with these 3. I think you do have some wiggle room to play with these, even like if you went down like these 3 here. So there's quite a few options with this, which I do like. So that is everything inside of the Revolution Advent Calendar for 2024. Comment down below, you guys. Let me know, what do you think of this calendar? Now, I do have a few thoughts of my own here. So my opinion on this calendar, for starters, is I really dislike seeing sponges and stickers inside of this calendar. And then to have them in the largest boxes, it set you up to look great, and the fallout is way worse. So whoever designed it, like I said, I would completely revamp that, especially going forward, like for the future years. I would change it to where you're getting bigger, better items in those larger boxes, because it's just a really disappointing feeling when you're opening them. Now, the other thing that I would point out with this calendar, and I'm going to try to show you guys here, is when you have all of these lined up in here, it looks like you're going to have decent sized products. And typically with all of the other Advents I've opened up, the boxes are very similar to the actual size of the product. So like in here, it'd be like, okay, we're going to use most of this space. This calendar has a lot of wasted space. Most of the products are this big, right? They're just an inch, maybe 2 inches. So they're very small amounts. So in every one of these doors, there's just not a lot of product compared to how large the Advent is. So I have to ask myself, did I get $60 worth of product out of this calendar? Because I definitely don't think, I mean, in terms of packaging, this is not worth $60 at all. I can't even give them, you know what I mean, like a little bit of credit there. Even the calendar itself is already starting to fall apart here where the glue is pulling away. So there's nothing really redeeming with the actual calendar. Sometimes I can say, oh, it's cute, it's packaging, you can reuse this, so there's a value there. Not with this one. So I really have to look at it and say, is there $60 worth of product here? And because there are so many minis and there's stickers, we have 2 sponges in here, I think it's very close. We might be at $60, but also it just doesn't feel like it. It's not as exciting as some of the other calendars that I've opened up. Now, having said that, I do think the shades in this calendar are beautiful. I will use several of these products. So I don't think this is a terrible calendar, but I also think it could come down in price just a little bit. I think this calendar would be great if it was a $30 calendar. $40, maybe even the highest point I would go with it. But I do think $60 is a bit high for what you're receiving in here. So the only question that remains is, where do we put this at on our best to worst list? Right now, I am inclined to obviously put this below our Harrods Advent, Liberty London as well. I feel like Benefit Cosmetics and this one is kind of where we're sitting at the bottom right now. So currently Benefit Cosmetics is in the last place. I feel like if I had to choose between the two, I liked the products a little bit more in this one. And I felt like while the value is off on both calendars, the value is really off on Benefit. So for me, I'm gonna put this calendar right above Benefit Cosmetics right now. We've opened up, what, 5 calendars? So I would put this in 5th place currently and then Benefit in 6th. Now granted, that's gonna keep changing as we go through the season. So make sure you guys are always checking that playlist and you can see where I've ranked them at. But for right now, I do think this is a better calendar than Benefit, only because the evaluation is not as ridiculous. But if you have a different thought or opinion, comment down below, sound off, you guys. I am listening, and that way I can rank these in the best to worst order this season, so we can chit chat all about it, you guys. So until next time, have a great day, and I will see you all in my next Advent unboxing. Bye!